Hi, my name is Mel Whitman, and I am the Technology Director for St. Francis Holy Ghost Catholic School. Today I'm going to give you a tutorial on Schoolspeak, how to edit your profiles, and this will serve as your online registration, which means the night of registration, if you've done all of this correctly, you will get a free pass. You don't have to come to the computer lab to see me. Hopefully that'll save you a little bit of time. But if you have not heard from me yet, that means you still need to come down because you haven't gotten all of your information updated. There's a couple different ways you can get onto Schoolspeak. I'm going to take you through our school's website, which is www.sfhg.org. This is available to the public. It's our mission statement and our contact information. And from here you can launch our public page of Schoolspeak, which means this is information we feel anyone can see. Grandparents, alumni, friends, aunts, uncles. This is good for everybody to stay involved with our school. During the school year, the notes will be here, which are helpful for everybody. And other important announcements. We have a Cool to be Catholic page, which is geared mainly towards kids having some interactive activity or a coloring page or crossword puzzle, something to do with our faith. The Sports Center, during the school year, this will have when all the games are and when you can come out to be a Knights fan. And we have an alumni friends section. And I want to point out that there's a group on Facebook called Friends of St. Francis Holy Ghost School. It's a really neat group that is parent motivated and parent created to get in touch with everybody about what's going on with our school and how we can help to generate funds or different things that we can do to help each other. So I encourage you to go there and join the group and check that out. We're involved in an Avery contest right now. Everybody is voting every single day. It's kind of fun to see where we are ranking, and we need everybody's help. So you can check that out by joining that group. Up in the right hand corner you have your login, and I have created a login for a dad, a mom, a boy, and a girl. So I can show you how to update the whole family and get you your free pass. So if you don't have a user ID or password, please contact me as soon as possible so that I can get that to you. This is Dad's. It's Dad Schoolspeak, and I'm going to put in his password. And if you had Schoolspeak before, you're going to see, you've already seen, that the interface has changed, the look of it. All the functionality is the same. We've just kind of made it a little bit more jazzy and, you know, organized and neat looking. The first thing you're always going to come to is this SFHG School. This is our home page. This is where general information is. All of these things here will be updated by the time school starts. I'm working on these things right now. You can place your child's lunch order here, and throughout the school year you'll see your balance for lunches, what you might owe or might have a credit for. In this drop-down menu, you'll see all the different groups that you can be a member of if you have a child in that grade. If you click on a group that you're not a member of, for instance, Dad Schoolspeak is not a staff member, so if he went there, he wouldn't see any information. It wouldn't be visible to him. Although there's a lot of information on this section, he's not a member, so it just won't show up. I'm going to go back to the home page. You can always get back to home page by clicking right here on the toolbar. This button here is a place where you can send me a message, any questions you might have, even if it's not Schoolspeak related. Maybe you have a question about family reading night or volunteering at lunch. If you send this, it goes to me, and I will get it to the right person or get you the answer you're looking for. You can change your password. Schoolspeak generates a long series of numbers, and maybe you want to make it more something you can remember easier. We ask that parents don't share their Schoolspeak logins with their kids. Each student in this school has their own login, and I'm going to make it very easy for them to get on and always get on Schoolspeak themselves. They really have no reason to have your information because parents have different privileges on Schoolspeak than a student does. For instance, they can sign off on behavioral reports, they can sign off on homework reports or grades, and you don't want the kids to be signing off and then you would miss that information. So if you're a parent, don't share your information with your kids. They have their own. They will all get their own when school starts, and I will encourage them all the time to get on Schoolspeak because Schoolspeak keeps you in touch with what's going on. So this is where you can change your password, and I'll go back to the home page. Now I want to edit my profile. And I want to be really clear that every person in your family has their own profile. So updating moms is not the end. You need to update dads and all of the siblings. All have to be updated. And everybody's profile has a little bit of different information sometimes. So there's no way for me to know that the information on mom's profile is what I should be using if it differs from the child, say phone numbers or addresses. I don't know whose is accurate or not. That's why all of them need to be updated all the time. Remember, I'm on dad's. So this is dad. I'm going to try to not leave any blanks. Even this, I know that it's not very important, but I'm going to put none here so that tells me that you read that field and you don't have any information to offer me there. If you skip a field, then I'm not sure if you accidentally skipped it or you meant to skip it. And I know nickname's not important, but anyway, member type, it's grayed out. You can't make changes, but you should be marked as a parent. If you're not, please click here and send me an email telling me that. But everyone should be marked as a parent or as a student. I've got gender, date of birth. This is all dad's information. His address. He didn't have a home number, but now he does, so I'm going to put that in. And this is his work, and this is his cell, and his cell phone carrier. These boxes right here hide my phone number from other parents. So if a parent calls and says, "Can I have Dad's Schoolspeak's cell number?" we are supposed to build the props for family reading night, and I need to call him. That sounds like a valid reason to me, and because this isn't checked, then I think it's okay. That would be the only reason. I mean, that does not happen often. That was just a random reason. It doesn't really happen that people ask for this. But if you did not want us to give that out, you simply check the boxes of the number you don't want handed out. Remember, unchecked means we think it's okay as long as the reason it's being asked sounds valid. I want to receive only emergency text messages on mobile phone. You would check that if you don't want any text messages going to your mobile phone. If it's unchecked, I think it's okay to text you non-emergency information if ever I would need to, or the teacher would need to, or Mrs. Gobin would need to. And I'm just thinking of reasons why, but maybe I want to say that Sally didn't turn in her math homework. Can you remind her? Maybe I want to send that to you text. Maybe I can't think that I would do that or anybody would do that, but that's what that box means, and I'm just trying to tell you what the box means. This email is where all of our communications will go to, but you can have an additional email. Again, there's a box, do not show emails to my other parent. Sometimes we do get requests that someone wants all the room mothers' emails so that they can plan the Halloween carnival. And that is very valid and very handy. So if you don't want us to give it out, please check that. Otherwise, we think that that's probably legitimate and okay. I wish this wasn't an option. Please leave that box checked because you definitely want to receive email notifications. This is how we send out school notes or anything important. It's all received here, so please keep that checked. Notes. This is for dad, so don't put anything about your kids in here, and you may leave this blank. You could put none here, but I travel a lot and am out of town through the week. I think that's kind of important piece of information. This is confidential, and we only want to know things that would help us help your kids in any way. So it can be none and left blank. Members of groups. Everyone is a member of SFHG School. That's the homepage. You will be a member of the group that your kid's in once that all gets decided. We will not have class lists till August 14th. So after August 14th, everybody will be moved into other groups as well. You may have 4 boxes checked, but everybody has to have this checked. If you don't, please email me. Or if you're not getting emails from the 6th grade teacher and your kid's in 6th grade, it's probably because this isn't checked, and just send me an email and I'll fix that right away for you. Now I'm going to hit update, and you'll see that I get a message. Would you like to make these changes in other profiles? How handy is that? Because if you remember, I added a home phone number, and Schoolspeak remembered for me. This is the thing that I changed in Dad, and I want to copy that to boy, mom, and girl. So with the click of a few buttons, I'm copying from Dad to boy, mom, girl. I hit update, and you'll see what happens. That home phone number went across the board, which just made things easier for me. And for little changes throughout the year, that's a great way to do it. Update one person's. Once you hit update, you'll get a notice. Do you want to update others? And you'll say yes. Now the bottom part is really important. These are member associations. Who are you associated with? And you should be associated with your kids and your spouse or your ex-spouse or the stepmom, stepdad situation. You need to be associated with everybody that has anything to do with your kids. Now here's the difference. If mom and dad are together and it is okay for each other to edit each other's profiles, I need to know that so that I can say mom can edit dad's information. Dad can edit mom's information. If mom and dad aren't together and you wouldn't want each other editing that information, that's something I need to know too, so that I can take that privilege off of there. So mom can only edit mom and her kids, and dad can only edit dad and his kids. So if you are not associated with every person that you need to be, please send me an email and I will group you all together. This is something kind of new, so you may not be associated with everybody you need to be. Now from here, I can update everybody I'm associated with as long as I have privileges. Of course, I have privileges to my kids, so I'm going to hit boy. Now I'm on boy's profile, and I'm going to make my necessary changes. Notice he's marked student, which is exactly what I want, and address looks good. Work. This is the boy's profile, so I doubt he has a work number. You're going to leave that blank. This is the boy's profile. A lot of you have mom's cell phone in here or dad's cell phone in here. We don't want that in here. This would be the boy's cell phone. And I'm going to go ahead and put in a number because he does have one. And I can tell you that that has proved helpful in non-emergency situations where I know that a kid is walking down to Holy Ghost for basketball practice, but they left their basketball bag in my room. I would just call him on his cell, or I would text him on his cell. I wouldn't call mom to call him to get the bag when he's 2 blocks away. So this has proved helpful, but you can also leave it blank, if they don't have one, or B, if you don't want to share that information. Email, same thing. If they have one, give it to us. The reason is they will get emails about our school that only pertains to students. So they're not going to get to see anything that we don't want them to see. But of course we want them to see the school notes, open them, and be responsible for knowing what's going on in the school. So if they have an email, that's great. Go ahead and put it in there. That means they will get an email for school notes and maybe important fun days, dress down days, things like that. They would want to receive email updates. And then here are all the new fields. This is what is keeping most of you from getting a free pass at this point, because this is new and a lot of you haven't got this information filled in. All of this is important, super important. Marital status of parents. I feel like I need one more option here, just like other, but if you were never married and you're not together, you can just hit separated. That's fine. And does the student live with a parent or a guardian? Very important. The race, very important. And if you're kind of wondering why do they need to know all this? Sometimes we get to apply for grants and they ask us the percentage of this or the percentage of that of the student body, and this will generate all that data for us. We won't be guessing or wondering. Also, if the diocese asks us any information, this will generate a report that they need. How many of your students live with guardians or live with parents, or that's how come this is so helpful. All of this information we need. Are they baptized? Are they Catholic? Yes or no? Home parish. Date of baptism. I know that's hard. You don't really remember the exact date, but we need it. And wherever they were baptized will have that information, but we definitely need it. If they're not baptized, you can type in none. If you know the year, type that in. That's really not good enough, but I'll give you a free pass for now. We'll need that information in the future. Definitely need that information. Every time they receive a sacrament, we have to turn in this data to the church, and the church has to have all of this on record. So they need all of this information all the time. So I'm just going to pretend like I don't really know. Dates, but I'm giving you at least the year, and I'll let that slide for right now. Just if you can go back and fill that in later, that would be great. Emergency contact. This is not the parents. We always call the parents first. This is after we've called mom, no success. We've called dad, no success. Who is the next person in line? That's what goes here. So I'm just going to put my mom in. Anybody can call her. She's a grandma. She's always on the scene to help. So again, this is not the first person we call. This is the third person that we call, actually. Allergies. Definitely important. If this is left blank, I cannot give you a free pass because I don't know if you meant to skip it or accidentally skipped it. And we definitely have to know all medical conditions, medications, and allergies. So if these are left blank, I cannot give you a free pass. If they don't have any, please just put none. That would be fine. Notes, this is confidential. Anything that you think might help us in any way, whether it's good, bad, doesn't really matter. No one's going to see this except administration, but it might help us in some sort of situation. Maybe boy has difficulty eating lunch in cafeteria. I'm just being random, but that might help us understand if he's having a problem in the cafeteria. You've told us something about it, and that makes sense to us. Or maybe it's that boy will go home with, oh, I can't type today, grandma every Thursday. I don't even know, but that might be helpful too. Whatever you think is helpful. If there's nothing to say, then just type in none. Perfect. He will be a member of the correct groups after registration, but he definitely should be a member of this. And we hit update. And again, we get the same question. Would you like to make these changes in other profiles also? You could, if the girl is the same, but you're going to have to go to the girl's profile, your other child's profile anyway. So I'm just going to hit no, and I'm going to go to girl. And you would fill in her name, and right here we have a problem. She is not marked as a student. So what you're going to want to do is click here, send me an email. Okay, and just tell me my daughter was not marked as a student, and then you'd hit send. So date of birth, you're going to want to fill all of this in. Again, this is the girl's work number. I doubt she has one, so leave that blank. This is the girl's mobile, not mom or dad's, so she doesn't have one. We're going to leave that blank. She doesn't have an email. I'll leave that blank. And you would fill in all of the same information on her as well. But the reason you're not seeing marital status, who she lives with, date of baptism, confirmation, you're not going to see any of those fields because she's not marked as a student. Only students show that shows up. So you're going to have to wait for me to get the email and make that adjustment. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but once I make that adjustment, I would let you know, and you would go back into girl and you would see all those same fields that you saw in the boy. So now here's mom's, and I would not leave any blanks, and I would make it all perfect. This is mom's mobile, mom's work, all of that. Notes about mom, I could put none there. I would leave none of this blank. I would hit update, and now I'm officially done. I have gone through every single person I'm associated with that I can, and the only now I'm waiting for an email back saying that my daughter has been made a student, and I will go in and I will fix her. So once you're all done, I will say you've got a free pass and you're ready to go. I hope that was easy for you to understand, and if it's not, please contact me via email or call the school. I am back to work, so you can also make an appointment with me to come in, and I can give you a one-on-one tutorial about Schoolspeak and some of the other features and help you out in that way. So I look forward to hearing from you guys. I'm sure a lot of you will go online now and update, and as soon as it all looks good, within a couple days you will get a free pass to skip this part of registration on August 1st and 2nd at St. Francis School from 4 to 7 p.m. Thank you.